Hello there from my kitchen. It's cold outside, still is, so I thought I'd do some baking. And I know you like chocolate, so I thought I would try a new recipe. Now I'm working through the list of National Food Days and I've come across a peanut butter day. Yes, I have. And I'm going to make for you a peanut butter brownie. Sounds delicious. Sounds very naughty. Got 200 grams of chocolate. I do. Dark chocolate. And I have 280 grams of brown sugar. I've got 3 eggs. I have 100 grams of self-raising flour. And I have peanut butter. So let's get cracking. And as you may note, I am using my tripod. I am going to prepare the ingredients, including my cake tin. Here I go. I think this tin is about 35, maybe even 40 years old. Anyway, I'll line it now. So there we go. I just cut small incisions on the sides and fold it in. I've just measured off 50 grams of peanut butter and 50 grams of the chocolate. It's the final part. So I'll just set that aside and I'll melt it later. The next step is to put the ingredients in a bowl above a pan of water. Au bain-marie, we call that. I'm going to be melting the chocolate and the sugar. Right, in the bowl, 175 grams of peanut butter. That's the peanut butter. Then I want 150 grams of chocolate. Put my scales back to 0. There we go. And the sugar. Now here we go. I already measured that, so that's fine. We're going to melt this. Right, I've got my saucepan with water. The bowl's not touching the bottom, although that I've got it on high for now to start bringing it up to the boil, and eventually this will melt. It's going quite well to get to this stage. It's going really well. I'm happy with this consistency. I think I can take it off the element now and just let it cool for a few minutes before I add the eggs and the flour. And the other thing I'm going to do, which isn't in the recipe, but that's just me, I can't help myself, is I've got some roasted peanuts here, and here they are. And I'm going to grab a handful and put it in my wee mixer and just crunch them up. Oh, I'm naughty, I know. That is what I want. I'll just drop one in. There you go. And a quick stir. Egg number 3. Just look at the gloss. It's beautiful. I am very happy with this. Now, the flour. It'll be a stiff stir, but I'm up to it. It's a lovely consistency, and I've got all the flour mixed in. Last little white flashes to go, and in the tin it goes. Today, it's all about the peanut butter. Who am I kidding? It's all about the chocolate. The 50 grams of peanut butter and the 50 grams of chocolate. Right, chocolate brownie coming up. One of the main ingredients was peanut butter. And now I'm going to top the mixture with the melted chocolate and peanut brownie residue. So I'll just turn you around. There you go. I'm just pouring this. There we go. Spread it out over the mixture. In its raw state, it's delicious. Right, the creative me. But how can you go wrong with cocoa, deep, dark, bittery chocolate, brown sugar, couple of eggs, bit of flour, peanut butter. Oh, what a delight. I can't wait. I really do like salty, caramelly stuff. I'm going to do something that I have no idea if it'll work. Now, I added peanuts, which wasn't really in the recipe. So I'm now going to add some salt. Here I go. Yeah. It's going in the oven. Oven's on. 20 to 25 minutes. Now, I do want to give you a tip, because I haven't got one yet, have I? I don't know whether you noticed, but when I lifted the saucepan or the bowl, can't remember, I have this little rubber pad. Now, benches are so slippery these days, and put the bowl on and you mix while it's on the bench, and it just floats all over the bench. And I just put them under my bowl, so when I'm whipping or stirring or whatever, the bowl just stays put. You know, it's just so irritating if you've got to run around the kitchen chasing your bowl while you're trying to whisk or beat or mix. So I suggest little rubber mats. Here's your tip of the week. Today, it's all about peanut butter. It is National Peanut Butter Day. And to help you celebrate, I found a recipe, and I've never made it before. I've adapted it, even though I've never made it before, and I hope it's going to taste really yum. So, you curious? I bet you are. Well, here it is. Now that looks pretty crunchy, doesn't it? Now I'm a peanut fan, so you just need to enjoy peanuts or not put peanuts on top. This is a peanut butter brownie. I'm going to leave it in the tin for now. It's just come out the oven. It's really hot, and I'll cut into it shortly. Right, it is time to take it out of the tin. There we go. That's wire. Whoops. Got the chopping board. Can you still? Oh, yes. So I'll slide it off the paper. Now, as you can see, I've got my cup of tea at the ready, and I'm going to slice into the brownie and to see whether I've got it right. Here we go. Let me show you. It is definitely brownie sticky. There's quite a crunchy hard edge, and the middle is really soft and lovely. Here I go. Now, let's play, ladies. Here's my fork, my brownie, going in. Well, I see, I'm not much good with a tripod. Here I go. Oh, yum. That is sticky. I like salt on the top. This is a recipe worth having. I'll share it with you, I will. I know you like chocolate. And if you don't like peanuts, don't use peanut butter. Use Nutella. Oh, that would be awful. Oh, I might have to do that one day. Happy National Peanut Butter Day. And with a treat like this, it's hard not to do a happy dance. Yum, yum. Okay, time for me to sit down and have a cup of tea. It's time for a break. I've done quite a bit today. My day started at 6:30. Not because I wanted it to, but it just did. And I have been rushing around. I mean, you can tell, can't you? But it was pretty warm in the kitchen just before. And here are the fruits of my labour. Now, let me tell you about the peanut and peanut butter. While I munch away on this and have a cup of tea, no, I won't be munching away, but while I have my break with my cup of tea, let me tell you that a peanut is not a nut. It's not, despite its name. It's a legume. And what's a legume? Beans, soybeans, chickpeas. So it's not a nut, but it's called a peanut. Now, have a look at the picture. The peanut grows as a seed, or a ground nut, it's also known as a goober, pinder, or a monkey nut. And a legume crop is mainly grown for its seeds. There you go, that's the crunchy corner bit I'm going to have in a minute. It is classified as a grain legume, and due to its high oil content, it's also an oil crop. And like most other legumes, and I find this really interesting, it's a symbiotic nitrogen fixing bacteria in root nodules. And so that, like my father used to change in the garden, he used to change the plots, and he'd have potatoes somewhere and beans somewhere else, and then he would change and change. But he knew exactly which crops to change at what time. And so apparently this peanut plant is very, very good to improve soil fertility. So it's really good for a rotation for crops. The oldest, I found this really interesting, the oldest known archaeological remains of pods been dated to about 7,600 years old. How that? 7,600 years. So that states that it's possibly a wild species that was in cultivation. So it was sort of like in process, I suppose, in the early phase of domestication. I found these facts quite interesting. I hope you do. Peanut butter is a food or a spread made from ground dry roasted peanuts. It often, more than likely, I've tried pure peanut butter, but that's not my thing. Ingredients to improve the texture and taste, and nowadays you can get just about any flavour. In America, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Do you know how many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a graduate will have eaten during its school time? 1,500. 1,500 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Yes, they would have. So, good on them. Anyway, I decided that seeing it was National Peanut Butter Day, I would make you this recipe. If yours turns out anything like mine, you'll make it again. Bon appetit. Yum.